HD than anyone, period. Here's the game time weather brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission is free and the boardwalk is open daily. 66 degrees under partly sunny skies. It's a gorgeous afternoon for baseball. The A's and the Tigers. The A's have taken the field. Brett Tomko finishing up his warm-up tosses. Oakland police officers, after honoring the 4 police officers that were fatally shot in, was it March?
Yes.
Very nice pregame ceremony by the Athletics.
Yeah, presented jerseys to their children, the wife of one of the officers, and throughout the ceremony of first pitches. And you know, it's the season goes along, and of course the players at home are wearing the OPD on their arms. But it is sad to think that that is what happened back in March.
This was the ceremony just maybe 5-7 minutes ago. Always a powerful sight.
Yes, yes it is. The jersey presented by 4 of the players, and then they threw out the ceremony of first pitches and had some of the guys ducking because the balls went a little bit different directions, but still a very touching tribute to those fallen officers.
So we're ready to go. Tomko steps to the top of the mound. Curtis Granderson steps into the box. And there is the patch that the A's have been wearing for the entire 2009 season. First pitch of the ball game is outside to Curtis Granderson.
First pitch, 107.
255 average for Granderson, 23 home runs and 54 runs batted in.
Hey, that Brett Tomko did last Monday against the Yankees. He established his fastball very early, and why not? You stay with the good fastball and then start bringing in the breaking pitches a little bit later, as he did to A-Rod with the 1-2-3 double play. Now it's going to come back. Here it comes.
It did. And Landon Powell reaches into the dugout, but cannot come up with it.
They always come back.
You could see it too.
Yeah.
Our angle was pretty good from where we're sitting.
Kennedy a long way off the line at third base, but Landon Powell got there, reached in, and of course Landon's a pretty good sized guy, and these guys are very smart to get out of the way. Although that's the home guys, and you could help your catcher.
Drive to right, down the line, it is gone off the foul pole, and Curtis Granderson leads off the ball game with his 24th home run of the year.
That's why Jim Leland likes Curtis Granderson. Fastball, middle of the plate, in, and left-handers like it. Started hooking, but the foul ball got in front of it. Danny Van Slyke, first base coach, tried to help him a little bit, and he did.
So that is a career high in home runs for Curtis Granderson, 24. So Cleet Thomas steps in. Thomas hitting in the second spot this afternoon.
It's not a bad idea to establish a fastball, but control is the most important thing, especially if you're throwing a lot of fastballs.
Well, Tomko has always had a very good fastball. This one's popped up on the infield. Mark Ellis settles underneath it. And he's got it.
But look at the location. Powell is set up outside. The pitcher was inside half the plate, and Curtis Granderson just dropped the head of the bat on it. And it did hit the foul pole as Tomko trying to push it. Danny Van Slyke, the first base coach, tried to keep it for him. Van Slyke won.
So one out. Here's Carlos Guillen. Goes after the first pitch. Let's take a look at the Tigers lineup this afternoon, brought to you by McDonald's. You saw Granderson and Thomas, now Guillen, and then Cabrera, Huff, Inge, Avila, Everett, and Santiago. So Placido Polanco getting the afternoon off. Maglio Ordonez is out of the lineup as well. Tigers with pretty much a veteran team as far as their position players go, so I'm sure Jim Leland tries very hard to get those veterans days off, especially later in the year. Got to do it, right?
Well, and also the way Clete Thomas is playing, very easy for him to play the youngster in right field as he is today. And I think by and large you're going to see more right-handed pitchers. And if you're doing a platoon in the way Thomas is playing, he's going to see a lot of playing time. One thing managers do not want to know, any contract status. In the case of Ordonez, as far as a certain plate of appearances to kick in next year's contract. Manager wants to win, and just especially in the case of the Tigers, leading the division. See the White Sox trading Baltimore today at home.
5-3, that game in the 7th inning. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Tigers with that now 2.5 game lead in the AL Central over Chicago and 5.5 over Minnesota. So the Twins are trying to hang in there and do their best to keep it a 3-team race. On the side, and it's a walk. Defensively for the Athletics this afternoon, they will have Hairston in left, Davis in center, Sweeney in right. And then it's Kennedy, Pennington, Ellis, and Barton around the infield. Landon Powell gets the start this afternoon behind the plate for Brett Tomko.
For Tomko, there are his numbers. There's the Yankees and with the Athletics. First start for the A's. First appearance came last Monday. He's had 3 relief appearances against the Tigers. First ever start.
First start against the Yankees that we talked about in our opening, 5 innings, and then Breslow, Ziegler, and Bailey finished it off, and it ended up being a 7-hit shutout. Cabrera fouls it back. So Tomko with the win picked up career win number 97. 97 and 101 throughout his career.
Last night, Craig Breslow facing.
Whoa, hold on. Did I just see what I think I saw?
I don't know. Did we get a replay?
May not want one.
He might not want one either.
2-2 to Miguel Cabrera. Breaking pitches outside, so now full count. Just now starting to hit you a little bit. The magnitude of what we just saw.
He's hoping that one little clip doesn't show up any place else. But I was saying about Breslow last night facing Cabrera. He just kept pounding fastballs, and talked to Craig after the game, and he said he was just going to keep pounding. Finally, he struck him out after he got a hit 0-2, fouled off 5 fastballs, and then eventually threw him another one and got the big strikeout. Breslow did another outstanding job. Always ready to go, Breslow.
Yep. Ian takes off, and Cabrera a big rip, and he fouls it back.
Well, this is the challenge because Cabrera is a pretty good fastball hitter, and you'd have to think one slider to Cabrera in this at bat. So far, in the 21 pitches that Tomko has thrown, he's thrown a changeup and a slider and 19 fastballs.
Ian goes again, swing and a miss. Powell's throw to second base is there in time, and that's a double play. Strike him out, throw him out, double play. Side retired. Curtis Granderson with a leadoff home run in the ball game. His 24th of the year. So the Tigers have a 1-0 lead. Davis and Sweeney at top. And then Hairston, Cust, Ellis in the middle. Powell, Barton, and Pennington, the bottom three. Ian Granderson and Thomas in the outfield for the Tigers today. Inge, Everett, Santiago Cabrera around the infield. Alex Avila is the catcher. And Rick Porcello looks for win number 11. So Porcello kicks, and the first pitch to Kennedy in the first strike. Kennedy doing a lot of work. Reading about that in the newspaper today. Paid off yesterday for Kennedy with a 3-hit game, and then of course scored the winning run. In the hole, Everett on the backhand, and he throws in time. Cabrera digs it out.
Rick Porcello, he will turn 21 later this year. Unbelievable for the youngster who is pitching so well for Jim Leland. The Tigers, a 10-game winner at 20 years of age. And good fastball, slider, and changeup. Just 39 walks in 117 2/3 innings. ERA a little bit over 4. He's had 2 starts against the A's. He won 1 in Detroit when his club scored him a lot of runs. He won 9-1. And the A's beat him here 7-1 on the 29th of June. But a good young pitcher, and you know that the Tigers have just been taking it very slowly with him, not really pushing, knowing that at 20, want to make sure he's not overworked. Pitch count usually does not go above 100. In case the A's, 87 and 78 in 2 starts. And not a bad fighter. I mean, he can handle the challenges. Kevin Youkilis charged the mound when he faced him in Boston.
Well, Porcello, 117 in 2/3 innings coming in. Now, last year, in his only year in the minor leagues, he threw 125. So, as you said, they keep a close eye on him. But there's really no, from what I understand, there's no plan to skip him at all in September or give him any special amount of rest or anything like that. 2 outs. What they did do, though, Ray, and probably a good move if you think about it. Around the All-Star break, he ended up having a total of 16 days off. So they used that All-Star break and really gave him a significant break.
And that's what Jim Leyland said Friday. And when I asked about him, he said that exact reason, that they're not holding back for the rest of the season, or they hope for postseason.
It's really a good idea if you think about it.
Well, the A's did it to Gio Gonzalez, and it cost him dearly. 15 days between starts for him, and he came back against the Twins and didn't fare that well. But Porcello just keep him doing what he's doing.
Brandon Inge throws out Ryan Sweeney. 3 ground ball outs here in the first inning, so we head to the second. Tigers 1, A's 9.
another great job. But strike him out, throw him out, pitch in the dirt. But Landon Powell caught it, and then a perfect throw to Mark Ellis for a strike him out, throw him out to end the bottom of the first inning. So Landon Powell continues to do what you'd like to see from a regular catcher for a young man who is more of a backup role. Kurt Suzuki, once again, does an outstanding job.
Landon Powell with that throw out right there. He's now thrown out 6 out of 14 base stealers, and that's a very good percentage.
Well, he has a very quick release, as he just showed, and his footwork, and everybody talks about his size, but his footwork is as quick as anyone I've ever seen. Kurt Suzuki getting the afternoon off, but the A's, as much as Kurt likes to play every day, he does need a day every once in a while, and the A's do not lose one thing when Landon Powell's behind the plate. Handles the pitchers well, does a lot of preparation like Kurt Suzuki. I mean, all you have to do is know that Kurt Suzuki followed Jason Kendall. And Landon Powell is following Kurt Suzuki in his preparation, so when he does get behind the plate, A's are not losing a step. You're right, as you were talking in our pregame about when he injured his hamstring in April in Tampa. I mean, that's the beginning of an injury that's going to stay with you all season, especially trying to play this game.
Well, and you talk so often about having your legs stay hit. It's got to be a little bit of a hindrance if you got a bad hamstring. Obviously, it's going to hurt you running, but
I hurt just sitting here. So you can imagine being down there trying to catch and throw and run.
Well, when you hurt your hamstring, though, was when the elevator was broke and you had to walk up the stairs.
Twice.
That was Friday. With fastball, 3-2, and Aubrey Huff strikes out.
Well, 3-2, Aubrey Huff, a very good fastball hitter, but Brett Tomko just says, here it is, try to hit it. And that shows you a lot right there. You see pitchers a lot of times, and it's been going on for 100 years, you try to fool somebody 3-2, end up walking a guy with a 3-2 slider, a changeup, curveball, instead of saying, I'm going to challenge him. And that's the result that can happen. If you do challenge somebody, you throw a good strike, good fastball. A lot of times they try to come out of the shoes and hit it a mile.
Brandon Inge 0 for 8 in this series. It's this one toward left center where Rajay Davis has it. So Inge now 0 for 9 in this series.
Well, last night, Adam Kennedy scored. And watch the slide. First of all, great base running, but watch the slide. Watch what Kennedy does as he goes in to Avila. He goes for shin guards, and see how it kind of upended Avila. He could not hang on to the ball. And just a tremendous slide because Avila's trying to block him. But when Kennedy went for the shin guards, he popped him up. And Avila could not hang on to the ball. And I asked Kennedy, so Avila, I don't know if he was upset, said something, whatever, but I asked Adam Kennedy about that. He said, I always go for the catcher shin guards. And if you think about it, as the catcher standing there, of course, Avila could have had Kennedy run him over. But instead of the slide, popped his legs out from under him, could have hung on to the ball, and he was safe. So very smart base running and excellent base running by Adam Kennedy. Man knows what he's doing. But watch the kick here. He goes for the shin guard there. Knocks the left leg. So he's trying to catch the ball. Even if he catches it, the leg is out of the way and he can't bring the tag down. So a clean slide. There's no doubt, because the other option is to run him over, which catchers don't like that. But a very good slide. Adam said, I did never like the hook slide, where you're trying to hook around, because in that case, the catcher can just go with you, catch the ball, and make the tag. So very smart play by Adam Kennedy.
And if you're not comfortable sliding a certain way, then don't do it, because you may get hurt.
And, I think a catcher would appreciate going for the shin guards instead of those spikes a little bit higher, getting it where you're not protected.
Avila grounds one toward Ellis, and that's going to be a 3-up, 3-down inning for Brett Tomko. Bottom of the second coming up. It'll be Harrison Cuss and Ellis, 1-0 Tigers. pashmina. It's courtesy of Olay Skincare. That's a pink pashmina. Special thanks to Ross Dress for Less, State Roofing, and the Contra Costa Times for supporting this day, benefiting breast cancer research and education. For tickets and information, go to oaklandathletics.com. So our good friend Keith Simmons from State Roofing, helping out the cause, as always.
Absolutely. He's an excellent golfer, as our championship team has proven the last 3 years at Castlewood.
And a good all-around guy.
Oh, yeah. Brings a nice group of guys to play golf in the A's Community Fun Golf Tournament.
So a quick 0-2 to Scott Hairston. Hairston, Cust, and Ellis here in the bottom of the second. Curtis Granderson led the game off with a home run off the foul pole in right field. So that is the only run in the ball game. Porcello got 3 ground ball outs in that first inning. But we were talking about Porcello and how what the Tigers have done or will do to make sure the inning count does not get out of hand. Talked about the fact that they rested him over the All-Star break. Over the mound, and it's going to be Ramon Santiago who has it. So he made a start on July 5th, and then of course the All-Star game was July 14th, and then he made his next start July 21st. So there's your break.
And he started to go for the ball and realized it was going right to his second baseman Santiago, so pulled the glove back and let his infielder handle the ball. And he is a ground ball machine, there's no doubt. Leads the American League and the ratio ground balls to fly balls, and of course induces a lot of double play ground balls. Did it.
Cust with a line single to right center field.
Interesting thing for me against the Athletics on the 29th of June when he faced them here at the Coliseum. Jack Cust did not wait around, first pitch hitting, and hooked it into right center. Granderson plays a very deep center field, so he's able to cut the ball off, holding Jack to just a single, but that ball headed for the gap. Granderson good speed to get to the ball. But Porcello, first 18 batters he faced, 11 of those batters on the 29th. He threw 3 or fewer pitches. And it's almost like he knows he's out there for a short amount of time.
Mark Ellis grounds one into right field for a base hit. Cust and Ellis with back-to-back singles.
And I think just a couple of hitters realizing Porcello wants to get ahead. First pitch fastball. And Jack Cust single. Mark Ellis. Look at the hands inside. Good inside out swing. An angle that Jim Scadon has in the A's dugout down towards the bat rack. Gets the guys ready, and he can see that perfect angle in which the hands stay inside. In case of Ellis, able to pull or hit the ball to right field.
Powell, first pitch swinging, fouls it back. The 0-2. This is a spot where Porcello has been successful this year because he has a good sinker. He gets a lot of ground ball double plays.
Well, there's a big gap on the left side. Landon Powell got an outside two-seamer. Looked like he's trying to hit the gap. We have seen him hit the ball very well to left field.
Hits to RBIs ratio is something we've followed all year with Powell just because it's been so good. He's got 20 RBIs on 23 hits. It's very good. So the A's trying to tie it up here in the bottom of the second inning. Bounce to Porcello. He knocks it down, and he looked at second, but he'll get the out at first. He's caught a break in the fact that he did not field it cleanly.
Well, it's a question also if the Tigers caught a break by him knocking the ball down, because it might have been hit hard enough to get into center field. And the middle infield is pitching towards the middle, towards second base, but it was hit very hard. Good fielding by Porcello, following through perfectly.
So Derek Barton, he goes after the first pitch and fouls it.
First pitch changeup, and Avila and Porcello might be realizing what the A's hitters are doing, so at least same arm angle, arm speed, but a changeup instead of a fastball.
To the backstop. It bounced over the head of Avila when it came back, but I don't know that Cuss could really get a clear read on that, and he goes back to third.
Wow. It was thrown so hard, and watch the ball just kick up off the backdrop signage and then over the head of Avila. But Jack Cuss started. Once he saw the ball come back, he did not know it was going to be over Avila's head and not know that how far Porcello was from the ball.
So 1-1 the count to Barton.
You know, there's not a long distance between home plate and the backstop. Jack started, and at that point, when he sees the ball coming back near Derek Barton, had to shut it down. But the diamond level seating is actually closer to the plate than the pitcher is, and you can see how much area has been cut back there. There is not a lot of area from home plate here, and in the case of the ball hitting hard,
if it hits the right thing, and it hit the right at the top, top of the padding there, looked like. And the signage. 1-2 now to Derek Barton. Barton had a sacrifice fly in the game last night. That will not do him any good right now. He needs a base hit. So the count stays 2-2.
Not throwing a lot of sliders to left-handers. It seemed this fastball changeup, but the good thing that Porcello has working for him is the same slot for both pitches, fastball and changeup.
Porcello from the windup. Bounced over the mound, but Everett is there near the bag and throws out Barton's side. Retired A's strand a pair. We're headed to the third. It's 1-0 Detroit. Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area, and it's presented by Burger King. Top of the third inning, it's a 1-0 Tigers lead. Adam Everett to lead it off against Tomko. Everett, Santiago, and Granderson. Pop foul just to our left and above us. Couple of strikeouts and a walk for Tomko. And Granderson home run. One-two pitch to Everett. Swing and a miss. Fastball outside corner, maybe a little off the plate. And that's the third strikeout for Tom.
Well, actually had a little running action to it. Cut fastball, just a ball that took off at 93 miles an hour. Watch Howe have to go after the ball as it moves away from the right-hand hitting Everett. Good pitch, as it looks like a strike. Might have gotten the corner, but too close for a hitter to take.
Right field, Sweeney back, still going back, near the track. He's got it. So Ramon Santiago is retired.
Well, that's two line drives last night. He hit one, and today looked like when the ball left his bat, had a chance.
Curtis Granderson.
But Granderson hit one well, and it went the distance. Oh, man, he's got some pop in his bat. There's no doubt. High up on the foul pole, fair pole. Foul pole is in fair territory.
It's never made much sense to me.
That hole down the left and right field line is in play.
Everett fights that sun, and he takes care of it. So 7 in a row retired by Brett Tomko. 1-0 Tigers, middle of the third. Raleigh's here.
Raleigh's here, that's right. Eating the sunflower seeds, waiting for the 7th inning to come in and get a 3-inning save.
First pitch to Cliff Pennington is inside. Pennington, Kennedy, and Davis for the A's, trying to get something going against Rick Porcello. The A's had 2 on and 1 out in the second, but could not get a run home.
6 ground ball outs for Purcello, and Pennington's the first hitter. He started with a ball instead of a strike. Imagine 20 years of age, pitching in the big leagues, full season, and with probably, say, very little chance of ever going back to minor leagues.
He'll be 21 in December. Line drive by Pennington for a base hit. It's hit number 3 for the Athletics.
Now batting number 29.
3-1 fastball. Pennington
Third
last
base.
night, an RBI single to left center. Had a chance in the 8th inning to drive in a run, was not able to do it, but at least got the opportunity. And I think one thing that he realized last night, of course, he'd been pinched hit for many times in those situations, and he was kind of looking over his shoulders and like, it's going to happen again. I think the more and more players, as young as Cliff Bennett, can get the opportunity to try to have success in those situations, the better it's going to be. Worst thing a hitter can do is think somebody's going to be pinch hit, and you're hesitant to just walk up the plate.
Get up there. Get up there as quick as you can, right?
But you don't want to get the plate. Hey, come back.
Maybe you help the manager change his mind.
Exactly.
Or act like you don't hear him.
Let's keep walking.
Speed on the bases, good bat control in the batter's box for the Athletics. Purcello trying a few different things to hold the runner on, which is not a bad way to go about it. Show a couple different moves.
I think the Tigers trying to see if Pennington is going to show any indication they might be running, and then they can call a pitch out.
In the dirt, the swing and a miss.
One of the best when Tony Rizzo was here. He would have his runners in those situations actually think towards second base, thinking that they're going to be running and call a pitch out. They never had any intention of running, but you got a free ball. But you know, it's one thing to think about it, but it takes the players to execute it, and it takes some practice. Stepped off and almost fell down.
Kennedy grounded to short in the first inning. Playable left center for Granderson. He's got it. Tagging up is Pennington, and he is going to make it to second base. So Pennington got back, tagged up immediately, and makes it to second with 1 out.
All that runner has to do is see an outfielder camping under the ball, and Granderson was setting up perfectly. He had an idea that Pennington was going to be running. He made a strong throw, pretty accurate throw, but that's what happens with the infielder with his back to the runner, trying to hurry up and make the catch and apply the tag. The ball got past Santiago, and as a result, Pennington's in scoring position.
So Rajay Davis would try to tie it up. Davis grounded out to third in the first inning. The A's last night had 11 hits in their 3-2 win. All 11 hits were singles.
You know, great hitting, because 8 of those went to the opposite field.
Yeah.
I mean, just a great approach by the A's last night as opposed to Friday. The 8 hits, only 1 to the opposite field.
That's 2 if you're not a real power hitting team and you have a lot of singles. You can turn those into doubles if you steal some bases, if you move runners up. in this series, the A's have sacrificed 4 times. Timeout call.
Like he's ready to deliver the ball too. Young catcher, young pitcher, and it looks like Porcello and Avila are not on the same page. I think in a situation like this, that if you're a young catcher and your pitcher who's made a significant number of starts, you kind of go with him. He's got a good feel, and to me, the pitcher is always the one that has to have the good thought in his mind of the pitch he wants to throw. Hesitation, he's not going to make his quality pitch.
Broken bat, flare to right, that'll drop for a hit. Pennington's being waved home. The throw to the plate is high, and we're tied. Pennington read it all the way, and he was running right on the crack of the bat. So Davis with an RBI single.
Well, Thomas with a very strong arm and playing very shallow. Mike Gallego with the hustling Pennington, getting good read on a ball that might have broken the bat of Rajai Davis. But Pennington immediately taking off, and even though it's a one hop to the very strong arm right fielder, high throw, and Pennington, great hustle to get in a scoring position, and then to read the perfect hit. And no hesitation, turn the bag perfectly, and there's a tie. Now Rajai stealing, let's keep it going. You know, one thing Porcello has shown today, and I don't know if it's just today, but when Pennington was on, every time he never threw to first, he just stepped off. And then quick pitched after that. So Rajai Davis, we'll see if he throws over with Rajai, and if Rajai takes off on a first move, because Porcello's been pretty quick. And he throws over, that's the first time.
Yeah.
So I think nothing else, Rajai got him to throw over and show his move. He was flinched towards second base, and he might have been running.
Closer this time. .26 steals now for Rajai Davis.
Well, just think if he had started playing in center field at the beginning of the season.
.25 steals last year.
Crawford at 54. Jacoby Ellsbury tied with him. The two speedsters, one with the Rays, and there's Ellsbury with the Red Sox.
Pop up behind third. Inge going back, and it drops just fine.
And Rajai would have scored.
Yep.
So Brandon Inge, when he took off to try to catch the ball, he looked up and you could see he was fighting the sun. And at that point, you just hoped it was going to be fair. Rajai could read it. He did read it with the ball in front of him, and he was thinking, I got a chance to score. It'd be nice to be that fast. Yeah, every time I see him run, I'm just so jealous.
Don't be.
No, I know. It's Jim Leland, Tigers manager, making the calls.
2-2 now to Ryan Sweeney. One out in the inning.
Very simple. You just touch two places. So it's either throw home or throw over to first.
Davis not going. The pitch is high. So 3-2. There's Davis, and the pitch is inside, and it's a walk.
It's interesting watching Avila, the catcher,
Now
catch the
batting
3-2 pitch.
number 12.
Usually the catcher will come up in a position once he knows the runner's running, try to throw him out. Yet Avila just catches the ball and holds it. He is not even thinking about, with Rajay running, come out and try to throw him out. In fact, he's a little bit more interested in holding the target to try to get strike 3 and let Rajay steal second. But it was ball 4.
Yeah, usually a guy will come up throwing.
Yeah, and you come up anticipating it being a strike, and if you don't get the call from the umpire, then you stop.
Yeah.
But he was just set back, kind of flat-footed.
So a run in for the A's here in the bottom of the 3rd. I guess our theme for the weekend, Ray, has been small ball. We've talked about it, but happened in this inning.
Yep.
Cliff Pennington tagging up and going from first to second on a fly ball to center field. What happens? The next guy gets a base hit, and Pennington scores a run.
I think the guard can get out from the front of the A's dugout. The pitcher.
Oh, here we go. Here he goes. It just looked strange there, didn't it? That extra man on the field.
His back to the infield, and guards usually go out and make sure nobody comes on the field, but usually when the field is vacated, they vacate themselves.
So that would fit under our kangaroo court question.
Yeah, right.
See, if there was a security guard kangaroo court, that gentleman would be in it big time.
Check out Bruce on the visiting side now. He's got the diamond level seating people on there, so Bruce probably could take charge.
Hairston loops a foul. So 1-2 the count to Scott Hairston, who grounded to second in the second.
Scott Hairston last night attempted to steal second base on a foul ball, and I asked him after the game, you feeling pretty good? And he said, that was it. It's one shot.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it per game. He can give it one shot, whether to score from second on a single or try to steal a bag. And more ice on the quad, left quad.
Swing and a miss. So that's the first strikeout for Porcello.
Quick pitch with a fastball up and in, and
Now batting
Scott, who waits very well, did not catch up to the fastball.
DH.
Jack Cuss steps in. It's been a good series for Cuss. He's got a single today, and he's 4 for 7. The average starting to climb back up for Cuss, up to 236. Good speed on the bases with Davis and Sweeney. Left center. Hit it time. It is gone. 3-run homer for Jack Cuss. 4-1 Athletics.
Jack Cuss getting a fastball from Porcello, and he crushed it. Such a beautiful swing. His fourth to the opposite field. He knew it. Just admiring to see how far it would go.
So Ellis with a line shot into the glove of Brandon Idge. A's do damage against Rick Porcello. They score 4 times. The final 3 coming on that swing of the bat from Jack Cuss, his 18th home run of the year. 4-1 A's after 3.
The first pitch is at 12:35, and you can get Lansing Reserve and outfield tickets for just $2 and hot dogs for just $1. And it's courtesy of Barton. Order tickets right now online at OaklandAthletics.com, or you can call 877-493-BALL. Steve Finelli's always waiting. He's got his crew waiting. Good crowd last night, 26,000 plus to watch the Tigers and A's. The A's win in dramatic fashion, and it's a great fireworks show. Coliseum.
Thomas, Guillen, and Cabrera for the Tigers here in the 4th. He's now with a 4-1 lead. Thomas popped out to Mark Ellis in the first inning. Good pitch, and Thomas watched it, and that's strikeout number 4.
A lot of fastballs. Thomas looking for another one, and here comes Uncle Charlie. Landon Powell caught it at the same time. Jim Wolf made the call. Landon Powell said, "That's good enough strike. I'm going to call it if you don't." He was coming up quickly. And on a strikeout, he's got quick feet.
Yeah. First pitch to Carlos Guillen is line down the right field line, just foul by about 2 feet. Looks like the young man got a baseball and he'll go home happy.
It's a giveaway cap.
Yeah.
Nice A's cap with multicolor on the front. Yeah, so much for that.
Busting his chops. Good curve, and it's 0-2. And walked in the first inning. Pitch to left field. Scott Hairston fighting that sun a little bit. He's got it.
Ryan Sweeney with the foul ball, flipped it up, and
number 24.
he got it.
Miguel Cabrera.
Who's your favorite player? Ryan Sweeney.
Yep.
Number 15. I said I got 2. And then you got none.
Man, that is hard.
He's a hard man.
Man. See, if I had a baseball, I'd give it to the kid in the yellow shirt. So they both went home happy. Cabrera with a base hit to left field.
Number 19, Aubrey Huff.
Whew. Dibs time, huh?
Yep.
Walona, they've got them in Seattle. It's cold enough you can get them in Seattle. Yeah. Yeah, we're taking care of. Thank you. Dibs delivered, and Walona from down on the switchboard, the A's office.
She's worried about us.
Yeah, so we want to make sure they had dibs in Seattle, and I think they do. Yeah. You just took yours.
Yeah, your eye and mine.
Dryers, dibs. These are the Justice Crunch. It's pretty good. See, we were looking for dibs last night with the cookies, but decided to have cookies by themselves and then dibs today.
Aubrey Huff hits one very high to right field. That'll do it. 2-out hit by Cabrera, but nothing else for the Tigers. Bottom of the 4th coming up. A's 4, Detroit 1.
By Dot Racing.
Available after every game. Bottom of the 4th inning, Powell, Barton, and Pennington. Powell bounced back to Porcello in the 2nd inning. The count 0-2. So the A's with a 4 spot in the 3rd off Porcello, thanks to an RBI single by Rajay Davis and a 3-run homer by Jack Cust.
Second 3-run home run in the month of August. Another Ryan Sweeney in Kansas City against Hochevar.
Santiago picks it up at second base. Landon Powell is retired. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning, and Derek Barton will hit.
Now batting, first baseman, number 10, Derek Barton.
Derek Barton grounded out to short. First pitch is inside. Porcello closing in on 60 pitches. He's got 58. He has not thrown 100 pitches in a game this year.
And I think that's a pretty good development by him to the point of getting ahead in the count. I mentioned three or fewer pitches, and it's almost he knows as he approaches the 100 pitch mark he's going to be out of the game. And that's a great way to pitch.
Something to think about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that should be the philosophy of everybody, to try to get 7-8 innings under 100 pitches.
He's got to 99 once, 98 once, 97 a couple times. A little flare, center field, and that'll fall for a base hit. One out hit for Derek Barton. Sixth hit for the A's in the ball game.
Got inside and able to get him out of his kitchen, and Derek pulled the hands in. Well, that's a great shot of pulling the hands in towards the chest. Everett couldn't get it. Granderson speed, of course, again playing a relatively deep center field as some of the players.
Cliff Pennington got the 4-run rally started in the third inning with a base hit to right field. Pitch out, nothing to go on.
Always like to see those pitch outs. That's telling you that the advanced scouting report by the opposing teams are saying, hey, the A's are doing things a little bit differently. Got to pay attention when they're on base.
Well, there's your reason why. 94 steals this year, 5th most in the American League. Down around the knees for a strike, 1-2.
Coaching staff, of course, bench coach Ty Waller, you're looking at. The preparation as to how the opposing pitchers, how well or not so well if they hold runners on base, how quickly they deliver the ball out of the catcher's throw.
Shot to right field, but Cleet Thomas is going to be right there. So well struck ball by Cliff Pennington, but it's an out, 2 outs.
Now batting, third baseman, number 29, Adam Kennedy.
So here's Kennedy. Kennedy with runners in scoring position this year, a .358 average. Another hard hit ball, but Cleet Thomas is there for this one. So a couple of lineouts to end the bottom of the 4th. 4-1 A's as we head to the 5th. Nicholas in El Cerrito says, who's in charge of keeping the time in between innings? There's your answer. Today it's Adrian Johnson, who's the second base umpire. Stopwatch.
I thought the question was going to be in charge and bringing us dibs. I thought you were leading right into that.
More than one person's in charge of that. Well, the umpires should have a specific amount of time that they need to give everybody between innings. 1-2 to Brandon Inge.
Well, the stopwatch, as soon as the last out is made, stopwatch starts. And that's usually go to commercial break and give the other pitcher a chance to come out, the time to warm up, 8 tosses, and resume play. Unless it's postseason or it's network, and it takes forever.
Inge hit a fly ball to center field in the second inning.
So Dallaire informs me it's 2 minutes and 5 seconds. 2:05 from the last out to the beginning of the next inning. So the 2:05 gives everybody a chance to get ready to resume play.
Foul tip, and that's a strikeout.
And in commercial break, there's Adrian Johnson looking at his stopwatch.
Number 13, Alex Avila.
Yeah.
2:05.
So 2:05, so that's 4:10 per inning.
Yeah.
Times 9.
40 minutes.
You're looking at without anything going on. And in postseason, you're looking at an hour.
Yeah.
I think it figured in the All-Star game this year, the actual playing time was 1 hour and 31 minutes. Because it was a very quick game anyway, but you figure about 6 minutes per inning for commercials. And it was at about 2:35, 2:40.
But I guess bills need to be paid.
Oh my, yes. yes. Network games, All-Star, postseason, that's the gold.
Three 3-0 now to Alex Avila. One walk, 5 strikeouts so far for Brett Tomko. And a 4-pitch walk to Avila.
Got under the pitches just a little bit. You can see usually a very quick reminder by a catcher. He just takes his right arm,
number 4,
grabs the right elbow and pushes it up, telling the pitcher, get your elbow up, because when the elbow drops down, you get that pushing sensation, and as a result, the pitches are up in the strike zone or out of the strike zone. Trying to get him to get on top and drive the ball down through the strike zone.
First pitch to Adam Everett is a breaking ball outside.
Or Landon Powell will go out and tell him.
Brett Tomko, 36 years old. Funny, you always think about young players, pitchers, position players, auditioning for jobs next year. Brett Tomko's doing that right now. Adam Everett struck out swinging in the 3rd inning. Oh for 5 in the series. He had yesterday off. Santiago played shortstop.
It's posted the score in Chicago. White Sox lost by a run. The Orioles 5-4 over the White Sox. So Tigers paying close attention to that score.
Two now to Everett. Orioles actually took 2 out of 3 in that series from Chicago. Swing and a miss. Quick throw to first. In time. Wow. That's a double play, and the inning is over. How about that? Landon Powell comes up throwing.
Stick half paper.
Landon Powell very quickly, a bullet to first base, and Derek Barton with Avila getting off the bag, and Derek Barton applying the tag quickly, and a double play to end the inning. A very rare double play in the sense of a pickoff at first base. But Landon Powell, this quick feet, strong throw, accurate, and he gets, I don't know where Avila was going. It was a swing and miss, but he got a little bit too far off, and Landon Powell very quickly sent him back to the dugout.
Towards short. Everett on the run, throws high, but Cabrera tags Davis.
If you think about it, Pudge Rodriguez, the only catcher that really attempts a lot of pickoffs. You don't see catchers attempt a lot of pickoffs anymore. Just something that is not part of the game, and I don't know if it's a lack of aggressiveness or fear of throwing the ball down the right field line, or runners aren't getting a very big lead. But Landon Powell, at least a lot of scouts taking note when he's behind the plate. Be careful.
The A's have 2 double plays today, and both of them have come on Powell throwing somebody out. Threw out a base runner at second in the first inning, and then that last play we just showed you. 2-0 pitch to Sweeney is in for a strike.
Think about the play, the pickoff at first base. It's not a pre-planned play. It's first baseman comes off the bag after holding the runner, and he's got to be alert to get back to the bag. And from the catcher standpoint, you throw to the bag, hoping the first baseman's going to be there. Otherwise, if you throw to him, he can't apply the tag quickly enough.
Everett, a nice play from the hole, and throws out Sweeney. Oh, and the fact that you just said it doesn't happen very often, there's a surprise factor to that first baseman.
Absolutely.
Here's Scott Hairston with 2 outs. Hairston, a ground out and a strikeout. Breaking ball. Hairston goes after it. He's got Hairston 1 for 10 in this series. So now he's behind in the count 1-2. A's have 6 hits in the game. The Tigers just 2. There has not been an error made in the game. Setting up inside, and the foul ball gets a pretty good piece of Jim Wolf, the home plate umpire.
Watch the mask of Jim Wolf come flapping around the side. As long as the umpire is protected by the catcher, of course, you have to keep your head above. The rest of the body's okay as he moves along with Avila. Say, is that the rule now that Jim cannot be an umpire behind the plate when his brother is on the mound?
Yeah, he can be on the bases, I think.
Randy Wolf, his brother.
Just missed off the plate. So a full count to Hairston with Jack Cust in the on deck circle. The red hot Jack Cust.
Did I hear there was an unassisted triple play to end the game today?
Yep, Mets and the Phillies. Phillies won 9-7, and I guess it was Jeff Francoeur. I don't exactly know how it happened, but it was Jeff Francoeur that hit into the triple play.
Had to be 2 runners on and a ball hit in the air with both runners moving.
That ended the game.
For a double play, how about a triple play?
Yeah. Brandon Inge makes the catch, and that's a 3-up, 3-down inning in the bottom of the 5th. 6th inning coming up. A's 4, Tigers 1.
Get tickets online at oaklandathletics.com or call 877-493-BALL. Cleveland, they have not been to the Coliseum this year.
No.
They'll be here, though. And you get to see fireworks when you see the Triumph play, minus a lot of players. Of course, you'll see a lot more because of the September Cardinals.
Indians beat the Mariners today 6-1.
You know, Cleveland came last year, I think it was April. The A's were finished with them, and they will not be back until September this year. So that's the length of time between their visits by the Tribe, the West Coast, at least in Oakland anyway.
6-1. The Indians over the Carmona beat Hernandez today. That's base hit to right field for Santiago.
Oh, that's too bad if Hernandez pitched today, because the A's won't see him the next 3 games.
He's headed to Seattle after the game, and the Mariners heading back home. They finished their road trip with a 2-4 record. Texas won their game 4-0 over Tampa Bay. It's funny, the winning pitcher for Texas today, Scott Feldman. The losing pitcher for Seattle, Felix Hernandez. What's the big deal there? Well, Scott Feldman and Felix Hernandez coming in today had the same record, 12-4. And Scott Feldman is 13-4 for the Texas Rangers. He's pitched well all year for them. There's the big game tonight. Sabathia and Beckett square off in the rubber game of that series between the Yankees and the Red Sox. 2 14-game winners. Runs have come in bunches in that series between those two teams, but it certainly has the makings of a pretty good pitchers duel tonight. Very close pitch, just a bit low.
Red Sox have won 8 in a row, then the Yankees 5 in a row over the Red Sox, and then that ended yesterday with the 20-11 Friday, 14-1 yesterday.
46 total runs scored in that series.
So tonight a 1-0 shutout.
I wouldn't surprise.
It's no doubt the biggest story right now in the trade of the Philadelphia Phillies acquiring Cliff Lee. And the Cleveland Indians 4-0. He starts with the Phillies with a sub-1 earned run average, and I heard today that he's got more hits as a hitter than he's given up runs. 5 hits, and he's only given up 4 runs.
Swing and a miss by Granderson, so that is 7 strikeouts now for Brett Tomko.
Ball running away from Granderson, but a good fastball, good live fastball. So 78 pitches, the number that Tomko threw in his start Monday. Breslow's been up this inning, though. So Granderson, the home run on a fastball in. This time a fastball away, and he swings and misses.
Clete Thomas, a pop out to second and a strikeout so far in the game. Struck out looking at a curveball in the 4th inning. Thomas 1 for 10 in the series. Tigers had a combined 13 hits in the first 2 games in this series. They have 3 so far this afternoon. Swing and a miss. Thomas, I've seen him swing and miss a lot in this series.
Especially fastballs away. He got the hanging breaking ball from Gio Friday night that he got a base hit, but the fastballs that he has seen from the lefties or righties away has not been able to make contact.
That's right by him. 8 strikeouts now for Tomko, back-to-back here in the 6th inning.
Something to be said about a good fastball, and Tomko has had it today.
Number 9.
Got cut on that one inside to Thomas.
Yeah.
Hurry up.
There it is.
I think he should start with 10 and then start pulling them back. That way he's coming out for pregame and watch a little BP and put up the Ks. You got to put a few backwards.
It's easier to just pull them down than tape them all up.
They've got that section control there. Well, they got the Ks. Gio with 9 on Friday. Cahill, a few last night, but mostly ground ball outs. Those pitchers running a lot from Kurt Suzuki. That's why Zook's sitting next to them.
He get the game-winning hit and can relax the next day.
That's rare. I tell you, for so many years, the catcher who was not starting today would be in the bullpen warming up pitchers. And now there's Casey Chavez, the A's bullpen catcher, and the Yankees have about 4.
Every team's got at least one.
Yeah.
Right at the shortstop, Pennington to Ellis. Side retired. So a leadoff hit by Santiago, but no damage done. Bottom of the 6th coming up 4-1 A's.
Fans, have I got
$6 burger with grilled pineapples back at Carl's Jr. Beautiful afternoon for baseball. The A's with a 4-1 lead in the bottom of the 6th inning. Rick Porcello has retired 5 in a row, and his problems came in the 3rd inning when the A's scored all 4 of their runs. Jack Cust did the damage, a 3-run homer with 2 outs. And that is the difference in this ball game. It's 18 home runs now for Cust.
Well, all of a sudden, Jack Cust in the middle of the lineup, that home run presence that was missing for a long time between home runs for Jack. Two on this homestand by Jack, and looks like he's got it going again.
Changeup stays high, 3-1. Brad Ziegler's loosening up. Cust again to right field. It is gone. Wow. Whoa.
That's a swung on gone. And you talk about quick. An unbelievably quick bat by Jack Cust as he unloads on the 3-1 fastball. Right over the 362, and Kurt Suzuki, Jim Scanlon, he's hitting coach. And well, I tell you, you can only say one thing. Jim Scanlon has done a lot of hard work, especially when Jack was struggling. Worked hard with him, and boy, has he turned it around.
So Jim Leland has a chat with his young starter, but he's going to leave him in there.
That's the first multi-home run game for Jack Cust this year. So 1 to left field, 1 to right field. And nice to see the smile on Jack Cust. I mean, you very rarely see him when he's not smiling, but even more so as he has 3 hits today, including 2 home runs.
He is also 6 for 9 now in this series against the Tigers. Mark Ellis 1 for 2 with a base hit. He also lined out to third in the third. That one right back to Porcello, who grabs it and throws Ellis out for the first out here in the bottom of the 6th. So the A's did not homer in the first 2 games of the series, but Jack Cust has done the damage here in the final game of the series. The A's trying to take 2 out of 3. First pitch to Landon Powell is a bit inside. Looks like Futini. I believe that's the way they pronounce his name.
Well, you got it right in June when he came in for the first time. You've been practicing that.
Landon Powell reaches out and singles to right field, and we may see Futini. When I wrote it on my scorecard, I spelt it K-N-E-E.
Phonetically spell it, boy.
Exactly. Do what you got to do. So Futini is coming in. Rick Porcello out after 5 1/3, and the A's lead 5-1. Here's Futini. Pretty decent numbers in his 19 games so far. The ERA just a shade over 2.
Major league debut right here at the Coliseum in the game in which Porcello started against the A's on June the 29th. Good fastball, but Ryan Sweeney took him deep.
Slider that breaks outside. Futini from Taiwan. Tigers signed him as a non-drafted free agent in January of this year, so right before spring training. Two and one now to Barton, who is 1 for 2. He had a base hit in the 4th inning. 8 hits now for the Athletics. Powell not being held on by Cabrera, and this one popped up towards short, and that's the 2nd out.
Shortstop.
So Barton is retired. He's now 1 for 3. Got to bring up Cliff Pennington. Pennington will hit from the right side for the first time today. Pennington singled and scored in the 3rd. He got that inning started. And in the 4th, he had a line drive toward Cleet Thomas in right.
Brad Ziegler throwing the A's bullpen in a Brett Tomko's finish. He has once again done one heck of a job.
Yeah.
Home run of the first batter of the game, and that is it. Scoring for the Tigers as he will go 6 innings today. 5 in his start last month against the Yankees.
Adam Everett flips to second, side retired. Jack Cuss, the leadoff home run, his 2nd of the game. So 7th inning coming up, 5-1 A's. Six very good innings, and he's been kind enough to join us downstairs. Brett, nice job today. Did you feel significantly better in your 2nd start than you did in your 1st start, even though you pitched well in both of them?
I felt pretty good. I think actually today I was a little bit more jumpy than I was the 1st start, and it took me a couple innings to kind of settle down and get in a rhythm. And it feels good to get out there after not pitching that much this year to kind of get that fire again and get out there and do well. It's been a lot of fun.
Brett, one thing we've noticed against the Yankees last Monday and this afternoon, the dominance of your fastball, something that you've done throughout your career. Can you just kind of get started with the fastball and stay with it? Kind of explain your philosophy with that one pitch.
You know, I made an adjustment being home, you know, just playing catch and throwing some bullpens while I was trying to get a job. And when I went to Sacramento, you know, implemented those in. And I think it's made my fastball a little jumpier and a little bit more light for the zone. And, you know, as long as I'm hitting my spots and getting a little bit of movement out of it, it makes all my other pitches a little bit better.
Brett, final question to your catcher, young Landon Powell. Tell us your thoughts about him, and how important is it to have a guy throw out a couple guys on the bases? That's got to be a huge help for a pitcher.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because, you know, with Suzuki catching me last time and having to do a new catcher this time, you worry a little bit about, like, you know, if they're going to know you. But he did a great job back there, and anytime you throw a runner out, that's a huge lift.
Brett, thanks for joining us. Nice job today.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
So Brett Tomko, we appreciate him stopping by. 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 8 strikeouts, Ray. 7 of those 8 swinging strikeouts. So that always tells me guys got good stuff. Guys are swinging through it.
Well, again, the fastball, and he talked about it. Just as, I mean, rear back and throw it, and you're blessed with an arm that you can throw 90 plus, mid-90s with a fastball. Why go to anything else? And actually, what Landon did, as the game progressed, he started bringing in more breaking pitches, and of course showed a very good curveball and slider as well.
Aubrey Huff takes a strike. So Miguel Cabrera leads off the 7th inning with the base hit to right field. 4th hit in the game for Detroit. Brad Ziegler takes over. Left center and hit pretty well. Hairston circles around it and he makes the catch.
But as much as the corner outfielders look to Rajay Davis, that time Rajay had to be saying, there's no way I can get to it. I'm playing him in right center. And another inside out swing by Huff. And fighting his son, but Scott was able to get to the ball and get a good angle to catch it. You know, the point you brought up about to Brett about catchers, different catchers. Second start with the A's, Suzuki on Monday, and you know he did so well. You start thinking, well, maybe it's the same guy, but day game after night game, and Landon Powell gets the work, gets the job today, and he's done a great job, as we have talked throughout the season, and I think even more so today, catching a pitcher for the first time, and for Brett Tomko pitching to 2 different catchers in his first 2 starts. Kurt, after 7 innings in the dugout, goes down to the bullpen just in case and get double barrel action with the relievers. Until the 7th inning, Casey Chavez
has got it under control.
He can handle it. There he is.
I guess if you got 2 guys warming up at any time before the 6th inning, that's probably not a good sign.
No, and you know, you don't want to be also in Cleveland or I think Atlanta, where they have 3 bullpen mounds.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, the A's had a situation, I think, in Baltimore. It was in Baltimore where he had 2 lefties up, and oh, by the way, if they tie it, Wirtz is going in. He's not even throwing.
Yeah.
So the A's might have to hire another bullpen catcher. Or that Ronnie Romanek.
Yeah, I'm sure Ron is excited about that thought.
Well, he does a good job.
He does.
Yeah, he's worked with the guys with the mechanics. And Ron Romanek was a pitcher and the bullpen coach, but like Kurt Young, Kurt carries a left-handed catcher's mitt. His pitching coaches and guys that work in the bullpen want to make sure they can handle the pitcher.
Kennedy can't get it, either can Pennington, and it somehow manages to get through in the left field. That would be a seeing eye base hit, as we like to call it.
And not Bobby C either. That ball just found its way. You have a sinker ball pitcher, and Brad Ziegler goes for the 2-seamer down and into right-handers, and they beat the ball on the ground as Brandon Inge did. Sometimes with the infield, find a way in. Yeah, from old Tiger Stadium, that 6-inch high grass would have sucked it up so fast it'd been a double play. could go Easter egg hunting in that Tigers
and
Stadium.
come up with nothing.
You talk about some high grass. Wow.
So a little rally here in the 7th inning for Detroit. Alex Avila hitting with 2 on and 1 out. Inside 2-0. Avila, a ground out to second and a walk. He was 0 for 4 last night. Ziegler gets the strike on the outside corner. And now 2-2. So Ziegler, you get Avila to roll over on one, and maybe a 4-6-3 double play.
And we'll give you the double play if it happens. That's what you call it. Every time Ziegler will start the two-seamer inside the left-handers.
Avila takes it as the pitch drops low. So now full count. Cabrera's the runner at second, Inge at first. That one grounded foul. The runners were not going. Cabrera not run real well, and Inge has a bit of a banged up knee. Again, the 3-2 timeout call. The battle continues, and it's a good one. Ziegler and Avila.
And there's not much Brad Ziegler can do except throw what he's throwing. That's the fastball. Of course, occasionally change-ups to a left-hander or the slider inside, but he's got to count 3-2 and cannot afford to throw anything but fastballs and hope for strikes, although he just whacked 3 times on his pant leg to shake to something.
Hairston going back, still going back, but he'll get there to make the catch. And that's the second out.
Fastball up and in, and no ground ball, and the ball that traveled a little bit better maybe than Scott Hairston thought initially, but went back on the ball very well.
So Marcus Timms is going to hit.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen, for Detroit. Batting for Everett, number 33, Marcus Timms.
So Timms to hit for Everett here in the 7th. Jim Leland's hoping maybe Timms gets into one. He does have good power. Timms 13 home runs, 29 runs batted in on the season.
Pitch coach Ty Waller put in the name in that spot.
And there's a base hit. Here comes Cabrera around third. He's going to score. So Marcus Timms comes through with the pinch hit RBI single, and it's 5-2.
That was Santiago, the scheduled hitter. Bob Guerin out to go to Craig Breslow.
So Brad Ziegler gives up 3 hits and a run here in the 7th. So Breslow in, Ziegler out. We'll be back. 5-2 A's.
So, Larry, how many high def today? Are we on high def today? Today, but how about on the road trip? All Anaheim. So, folks got 3 days while we're in Seattle. Get it, get the box, and high definition for the 3-4 games against the Angels, and you'll see a sea of red. About 43,000 people each game.
And remember, there's a game on Thursday, which is the makeup game for a game that was canceled in April due to the death of Nick Adenhart. So the game, there is a game on Thursday. Remember that. And I believe, Ray, help me out here, but it's a 7:30 game. Is that correct? 7:25 first pitches. So it's a little bit of a later start. That's going to be a base hit to left field. Brandon Inge will be held at third. So the bases are loaded. 2 outs for Curtis Granderson.
And he is being called back. And it is the A's killer, Ryan Raper.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah, that is amazing. Pitch from Breslow just stayed up. And as a result, a base hit, but I guess you could say fortunately it was hit too hard. Jim Lamont could not send Brandon Inge.
Batting for Curtis Granderson.
Well, this is what Jim Leland's looking at, Ray. Granderson hitting 178 against left-handed pitching. 284 against right-handed pitching.
Is Michael Wirtz, is he ready? Of course, they get ready very quickly, and Bob Guerin has a decision to make. Back-to-back, actually, Rayburn, the righty, and then lefty Thomas, but really he doesn't mean anything right now, and Bob Guerin is going to Michael Wirtz.
And Bob Guerin making the slow walk. Give his pitcher a little time.
Those numbers we just threw out, lefty versus righty, etc. They're very much aware of those as well. But ideally, Bob Guerin wanted Wirtz for the 8th inning. But now he's gone through Ziegler, Breslow, and now Michael Wirtz trying to get the 3rd out in this inning.
So Wirtz is coming in with the bases loaded.
First 2 at bats after Gonzalez, home run.
And the A's bring Michael Wirtz in to face Rayburn, and the first pitch a strike. Bases are loaded. Inge at third, Timms at second, Santiago at first. It's a 5-2 game. And a quick 0-2.
On the outstanding slider, and there's a good one. In the dirt, the aggressiveness of Rayburn, not taking the pitch, and quickly struck 2. 75 punch outs. How about 76? Just 18 walks for Michael Wirtz in 59 innings.
Hit toward Rajay Davis in deep right center field, but Davis gets there, and that'll do it. So a run for the Tigers. They leave them loaded. 7th inning stretch, 5-2 A's.
Ladies and gentlemen, the A's would like to thank
and then some of their family members throughout the ceremonial first pitch. And the first batter of the game was Curtis Granderson, and he hit a home run. So the Tigers had a 1-0 lead, but the A's would come back. An RBI single by Rajay Davis in the third. And then 3 batters later, Jack Cust, a 3-run homer. So it was a 4-run inning for the A's in the third. And then in the 6th, Jack Cust did it again. So a 2-homer game for Cust. He now has 19 on the year. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. 2-7-0 for Detroit, 5-8-0 for the Athletics. Bottom of the 7th. Top of the order for the A's.
number 29, Adam Kennedy.
Got some changes defensively for the Tigers. We'll give you those in just a moment. Futini back to work as he faces Kennedy, Davis, and Sweeney. That's Ryan Rayburn, who stays in the game in right field after pinch hitting. And Rayburn's going to get a shot. And he's got it for the first down. Ramon Santiago moves over to play shortstop. Polanco comes in the game. So it's Guillen in left, Thomas in center, Rayburn in right, and Inge, Santiago, Polanco, Cabrera third to first. Davis swings and misses on a changeup. So the count 1-1. Rajay Davis is 1 for 3. Just saw the scoring highlights. Davis with the RBI single in the third inning.
He kind of slings the ball a little bit, a little deceptive right there when he brings the arm all the way back and the body forward, and Rajay in the second strike or the second swing, it's a little bit away from him. Well, that's a difference in the game. When you see so many different relievers come in the game, you really have to pay attention to the scouting reports, but also just the release point, how they deliver the ball. They're all different.
Top of the 7th, a perfect example of what you're talking about. The A's used 3 relievers to get through the inning. Ziegler, Breslow, and Wirtz. All three very, very different.
But Jack Cuss can handle them. Jack will get at least one more at bat. We hope it's only one more. The A's will hit in the 8th and try to put it away in the 9th.
Carlos Guillen had it. He dropped it and it rolls away. And Davis is going to be at second base. Santiago and Guillen looks like they got a little bit mixed up. And almost looked like Guillen was trying to avoid Santiago.
Yeah, and Guillen's going to get the air. And as we saw it Friday night, it's Braeburn and Everett. But the Bermuda Triangle in left center. And, you know, when an infielder goes out, he can't just stop. He's got to peel off, get out of the way. And as Guillen is calling for it, that's what an outfielder will do. But he looked down and did not look the ball in his glove. As a result, gets the error.
First pitch to Sweeney. Davis stealing third. He's in there. Rajay Davis steals third base. Number 27 on the year.
But he got the kind of the running jump, and Avila a strong throw, but that's strictly on the pitcher. Knee with the big delivery. You know, as Rajay rounded first and the ball dropped to left field, he got into second, but was reluctantly saying, "Oh, I want to stop at first and steal."
I wanted to steal.
So first pitch, he steals third.
2-0 now to Ryan Sweeney.
Sweeney got knee with a sneaky fastball about 92, but took him deep back in late June.
Slider on 2-0 and it drops in first strike. Scott Hairston is in the on deck circle. Pop up on the infield. That's not going to get it done as Inge makes the play. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th.
Now batting, left fielder, number 12.
So Scott Hairston will try to get it done and give the A's an insurance run. Hairston is 0 for 3 in the ball game. So as the A's head to Seattle after the game, the Tigers will head to Anaheim for a 3-game series, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So the two teams, the Angels, will get set to face this coming week.
Well, and ideally for a Central or an Eastern team to come west, there are 3 teams, one in Seattle, one in Oakland, one in Anaheim. Hit them all at the same time.
That's the way it should be. Angels lost today 8-3, so that was a long road trip for the Angels. They finish the 10-game trip with a 6-4 record, so I'm sure they're ready to get back home. So they lost, and the Rangers won today. So the Rangers pick up a game. Rangers now 5.5 back in that West. Center field where Cleat Thomas comes in, and he's got it, and the A's do not score. 8th inning coming up. It'll be Thomas, Guillen, and Cabrera. 5-2 Athletics. night two, the A's over the Tigers from the Oakland Coliseum. Crowd of over 17,000 this afternoon. The A's will try to hang on here. Eighth inning. Clete Thomas leading it off against Michael Wirtz. It's been Tomko, Ziegler, Breslow, and Wirtz. Wirtz pitched in game 1 of this series. 0-2 the count to Thomas, who's 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts.
And there have been games where Michael Wirtz has come in to get a big out, as he did last inning, and then struggled a little bit. Think back to Yankee Stadium that Saturday afternoon. Gio Gonzalez, 6 2/3, and Wirtz struggled a little bit in the 8th inning, but it's that adrenaline, man. You come out of the bullpen and your bases loaded. It's a little bit different than you're starting an inning. So you got to sit down and regroup, get back out. So it's something that all pitchers, especially the relievers, have to work on. Actually, against Rayburn, with the bases loaded, throwing 2 very good sliders and then hung one.
Yeah.
Rayburn hit to center field. Yeah.
Just a bit high, so now a full count. Carlos Guillen in the on-deck circle. The payoff pitch to Clete Thomas is bounced up the middle, and that's going to get through in center field.
And the slider left up in the zone a little bit too much. It really snapped down like he wanted to, and just off the tip of his glove.
Here's Guillen. That is hit number 8 in the ball game for the Tigers. 4 of them came in that 7th inning, but they only scored 1 run. Carlos Guillen is 0 for 2 with a walk. That was back in the 1st inning. Swing and a miss.
Well, ideally, Michael Wirtz wants to throw the slider to start about belt high and then drop sharply down, a lot of times into the dirt, or at least close to the dirt. Can we start at thigh high and try to get the hitter's swing and miss, as Guillen just did?
One and 2 now to Carlos Guillen. That's the guy in the on-deck circle, Miguel Cabrera. So you really want to get Guillen. You don't want Cabrera coming up as the tying run. Again, the 1-2. Popped up. Scott Hairston still coming in, but he's going to get there. 1 out here in the 8th.
Andrew Bailey actually started to warm up after Thomas got on base, and then
number 24, Miguel.
And I think ideally he's going to get up now. He would not have been able to get it loose enough for Cabrera if that were the case. So probably look right now to Inge. Ideally, start the 9th.
Cabrera rips one right center, and that baby is gone.
Wow. Unbelievable, isn't it?
He is impressive.
The way he can hit a ball that hard to the opposite field is just absolutely amazing. And especially in this park where it's 362 to 388 and the power gap to right center. 200th career home run, and it goes out to right field and makes it a one-run game. Fastball away from Cabrera, and there was a no-doubter.
So very powerful swing by Miguel Cabrera. So career home run number 200. Not bad for a guy who turned 26 in April. 26 years old is Cabrera.
"26 years old. Wow." So now one swing of the bat, and it's not what the A's were thinking once they had the 5-1 lead, but the bullpen very good on Friday night. Trying to get the third out of this inning.
Aubrey Huff, the hitter. A couple of home runs today by the Tigers. One by Granderson in the first, and now Cabrera here in the eighth. Aubrey Huff goes around. Gary Cedarstrom rings him up, and that's the second out here in the eighth.
Well, the hard slider, and this is the way to do it. You throw it hard, look for the check swing.
Number 15.
It's Aubrey Huff, and it had to be an appeal to third base. He was hopeful as works through the slider and held the bat a little bit back at a different angle. Got the top hit. He brought it back, but Cedarstrom had already seen it.
Inge goes after the first pitch and rolls it foul. Inge is 1 for 3 in the game. He had a single in the 7th inning. That was when the Tigers scored a single run. See Jack Cust hit. He'll lead it off in the bottom of the 8th, and he'll be trying to put together a 3-homer game. Swing and a miss on the slider, so Wirtz with a couple of strikeouts, but he gives up the 2-run homer to Miguel Cabrera. Bottom of the 8th coming up. 5-4 A's lead. Another one-run game, 5-4. The A's over the Tigers. Jack Cuss steps in with a pair of home runs. Have 4 RBIs. He also has a single. You asked the last time an A's hitter hit 3 home runs in a game. Rubio Durazo, August of 2004.
Baltimore?
Yeah.
Five years to the day?
Sure.
Pretty close.
Close enough. Cuss gets a pitch to hit on 2-0. Sliders and changeups, and all takes a lot off both of those pitches. Custer will be followed by Ellis and then Powell.
Well, it's 3-1 fastball that hit off Rick Porcello, the second home run leading off the 6th. He's thinking about it.
So full count now to Cuss.
Be shocked if he throws him anything but a slider. He takes a little bit off his fastball.
And he missed. So the walk for Cust. Well, that'll be tomorrow night. Our next A's telecast here on CSN California. 6:30 with A's pregame live, and then the ball game at 7. It's the A's and the Mariners from Safeco Field. It'll be Vin Mazzaro and Ian Snell. That is the pitching matchup tomorrow night. Tuesday, it'll be some left-handers, Anderson and Roland Smith. And then on Wednesday, it'll be Gio Gonzalez and Luke French. So lots of lefties, all lefties Tuesday and Wednesday. So 3-game series, the A's and the Seattle Mariners. It is not the last trip the A's will make to Seattle this year. We will be there the final week of the season. But we always like going to Seattle. Beautiful ballpark, beautiful city. The Mariners having a turnaround year. They lost today, but they're 63-61.
Hard throwing Ryan Perry, listening in the Tigers bullpen. He was very good last night. A's be looking for some insurance runs now.
Ellis takes outside. Changeup, and Ellis swings over top. The Mariners will look a little bit different than when we saw them last. They got a new shortstop, Jack Wilson, trade from the Pirates. Same trade that got them the guy who will pitch tomorrow night, Ian Snell. They also recently acquired Bill Hall from the Milwaukee Brewers.
He was designated for
yeah.
a couple of years ago. He figured he's going to be around a long time in Milwaukee.
35 home runs a couple of years ago. So the Mariners picked him up. He's been playing left field for them. Ellis drives one to left center for a base hit. Jack Cust will head to third. Ellis will try for second, and he will make it with a double.
Nee kept throwing off-speed pitches and then throw him a fastball approaching 90 miles per hour, and Mark Ellis got it in the location they liked. And a nice shot to left center in the fastball. And a little hesitation because Mark Ellis stopped, or at least thought about stopping at first base, but then just kept going once the throw came in a little bit late.
Jim Leland's coming out. So Ryan Perry will come in. Nee is done for the afternoon. Hayes trying to add on here in the bottom of the eighth. CashCreek.com for detail. He's with some action here in the bottom of the eighth inning. Custis at third, Ellis at second, nobody out. Infield comes in for the Tigers, and it's Ryan Perry, the right-hander, facing Landon Powell.
Well, last night, he put a couple guys on in the eighth inning, sacrifice, and then an intentional walk to Jack Cust, and he got two big outs to keep the A's from taking the lead. So 39th appearance for the hard-throwing right-hander, who sometimes throws too many sliders. At least speeds up the bats of the hitters by throwing the slider.
2-0 to Powell. Powell is 1 for 3, a couple of groundouts and a single. Long look by Perry. Right field, down the line, it is gone. 3-run homer, Landon Powell. Big man can hit.
Yes, he can. And you mess around with him and throw him a fastball. This is what he can do. 94-mile-an-hour fastball, and Landon Powell crushes it, similar to what he did in Baltimore a week ago Wednesday. And it comes up with a big one today. Big insurance runs. And for the A's, 1 3-run home run in the month of August, and now they have 3, thanks to Jack Cust and Landon Powell. How about that? 23 ribbons and 25 hits for Landon Powell.
Derek Martin is 1 for 3 in the game. Two of those runs go on the ERA of Futini, who ends up going an inning and 2/3. Gives up the 2 earned runs with 1 hit and 1 walk. Martin goes down hard. For the ball to roll that far away gives you a pretty good idea how that probably felt.
And he doesn't even want to think about results of something like this. Maybe why he laid on the ground a little bit, just thinking, I just returned from the disabled list.
Oh, man. Curveball drops low, so the count is even at 2-2 to Barton, with Pennington in the on-deck circle. Barton to right, toward the line is Rayburn, and he has it for the first down.
Now batting, shortstop, number 26, Cliff Pennington.
So with 1 out, Cliff Pennington will hit. All the games are final in the American League except for that night game, a nationally televised game between the Yankees and the Red Sox. Pennington takes a strike. Well, you mentioned something last night, Ray, and it sounded like it became official today. Jason Giambi signed with the Colorado Rockies.
Yeah.
Said he was going to go to the minor leagues and get some at-bats.
Well, this is the 23rd of August, and a week from Monday. It's a question whether they would bring him up before then. Would he be eligible for postseason roster? Otherwise, they would have his bat for the month of September. Rockies today beat Tim Lincecum. First time Lincecum, I think, had pitched at Coors Field.
4-2 is the final. Well, the Rockies wild card lead is now 3 over the Giants. They got another game tomorrow, those 2 teams. Three and 2 now to Cliff Pennington. So it should be an interesting month of September around baseball. Pretty good wild card races in both the AL and the NL. As far as divisions go, the AL Central is the tightest. Detroit, Chicago, and Minnesota.
A's.
You always want to start counting teams out, but then I always stop and I think what the Rockies did a couple years ago, where they won what 20 out of 21 or 21 out of 22, and then it may have been 3 years ago the Houston Astros did the same thing. They went on a ridiculous stretch because you just not quite sure. Pennington hits one to right field. That's got a chance to go. Gone. Cliff Pennington homers. 9-4 A's.
Well, another fastball at 96, and this says it all. A fastball that he just buggered with it. Turned on it very quickly and no cheaping. You know what? That just shows you even more impressive what Brett Tomko did for 6 innings. That he challenged guys with fastballs. Edwin Jackson did it Friday. It was the Friday night. But Perry comes out today, a couple of fastballs, and they're crushed. So Brett Tomko, nice going, because Tigers were not able to hit his fastball today. Cabrera made it a 1-run game, but now the A's made it a 5-run game.
Adam Kennedy on an 0-2 pitch singles to right field. So Kennedy took an 0 for 4 into that at bat, and he gets himself his first hit. That's 4 hits here in the 8th inning by the A's and 12 in the game.
Now batting, center fielder, number 11, Rajay Davis.
So Rajay Davis will hit 1 out. And 4 runs in for the A's. Kennedy takes off, throw to second base is not in time. Stolen base for Adam Kennedy. Second steal of the game for the A's. Rajay Davis had one earlier.
Very quick release by Avila, but high leg kick by Perry, as we saw last night, allowed Kennedy to get the good jump.
The A's now have 96 steals on the year. And this is game number 123 for the A's, and of course they really started stealing bases second half of the season.
Got to save Andrew Bailey's bullets maybe for tomorrow in Seattle.
Yeah.
Gotten up twice, and now the A's a lot of insurance.
Ryan Perry gets the strikeout on Rajay Davis, so Rajay 1 for 5. That's just the second strikeout by Tigers pitchers today. A's pitchers, on the other hand, have 10 strikeouts. Ryan Sweeney's going to be walked intentionally. So Scott Hairston will hit with a couple of runners on. And Scott Hairston is looking for his first hit in today's game.
Number 12, Scott.
He's going to save his for Seattle also. He
That's
just,
all right.
you know, just really A's with 12 and played very good defensively today. Fought the tough sun in left field, Coliseum.
He wants a 1 for 5.
Yeah. And the A's want to get a double figures and runs as well as hits.
So Ryan Perry facing Scott Hairston. And the first pitch is a strike. Hairston a ground out, a strikeout, a pop out to third, and a fly ball to center field. A breaking ball for a strike, 0-2. So home runs today by Cust again, Powell, and Pennington.
You know, twice this year now the A's have hit 2 3-run home runs in the same game. Jack Cust has been involved in both of them.
White, like a sandwich bag or a newspaper or something, blowing across the infield. So that is why Hairston kind of stepped out.
Probably a Kinder's barbecue wrapper that we've been looking for up here for a while.
Yeah, I know. Could go for one right now.
We'd have some wrappers down if we could get a Kinder's barbecue. Wouldn't matter whether it was chicken or beef.
Well, I think our viewers know we're not fussy when it comes to food. Fastball in on the hands, and Hairston strikes out. 4 runs for the A's. Landon Powell a 3-run homer, and Cliff Pennington a solo shot. 9th inning coming up. The A's 9-4 lead.
Now pitching for the Athletics, number 60, Jeff Gray.
A big power day for the A's. 4 home runs. Landon Powell's got one. 3-run shot in the bottom of the 8th inning. So the A's lead by a score of 9-4, trying to win the series.
Alex Avila.
and then head out on the road for a 7-game road trip. Jeff Gray will take over here in the 9th inning. Alex Sevilla will be the hitter. He'll be followed by Polanco and Santiago. First pitch to Alex Sevilla is a strike. Avila 0 for 2 with a walk in the ballgame. Hits one very hard. Diving play. Barton flips to Gray. Nice play by Derek Barton. Went to his belly and made the play.
Now batting, number 14.
Now Derek Barton can play some first base, and he shows it there, going into foul territory. And just as important, Jeff Gray immediately breaking to first base to take the throw. You have your first baseman dive and make a great play. You want to be in there to take the throw, and Jeff Gray was on a great play by Derek Barton.
Placido Polanco, his first at bat today. Came in for defense a couple innings ago. Again, the reminder to join us tomorrow night from Seattle, 7 o'clock. Starts with A's pregame live at 6:30. A's and the Mariners. Mazzaro, Snell. Every game on the 7-game road trip, televised by CSN California. Three and 1 to Polanco. Polanco 3 for 8 in this series. Takes a strike in the outside corner. He didn't think so. Full count.
I think he thought it was a little bit low. It looked like it had the corner. The question was, as far as the height, not big enough there for this part.
Rajay Davis has it. 2 outs. Tigers 25 and 37 on the road coming into today.
Number 39.
Wow.
That would be an area of concern for the Tigers, obviously. And they still have a September schedule that has them going to Tampa Bay, to Kansas City, and then a road trip that has Minnesota, Cleveland, and Chicago near the end of the season. On the ground, Pennington picks it up, throws, and that's in time to get Santiago, and that's the ball game. So we talked a lot about small ball over the weekend, but tonight the A's used the long ball. Today, as they hit 4 home runs, and they defeat the Detroit Tigers by a final score of 9-4, and they take the series with their win last night and the win today, 2-1 over Detroit. So that is the final game between these two teams here in 2009. 9-4 is your final. Don't go